Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Richard from WelshyTech, and today we have the 1STPLAYER INFINITY PC case and the next generation dominating ATX 3.1 power supply. This is the NGDP. This is from 1STPLAYER, so let's get into it, shall we? Okay then, so we've got another case. This one is actually from 1STPLAYER as well. This is the IF8 mid-tower case, and as you can probably see, it's got like this infinity mirror effect, and actually all of the panels, so the side panel, the back panel, as well as the front panel, it does have a lot of ventilation. But when it comes to like the specs and stuff, now we'll actually get into those. But I thought I'd give you an introduction to this case because, to be honest, it looks quite unique, especially with the infinity like glass around the case. It looks really striking. But yeah, let's get into the specs, shall we? Okay, so we get into the structure dimensions. It is 440 by 223 by 480. The product dimensions is 450 by 243 by 512. The package dimensions is 566317 by 530. The structure thickness is 0.7 millimeters. Now, when it comes to the form factor, of course, or the motherboard support, we'll get into that now. So this case actually supports pretty much any form factor you want. It supports eATX, ATX, micro ATX, as well as ITX motherboards, which is fantastic on a mid-tower case. Now, as for included fans, you do get 4 included ARGB 140mm fans. But when we get to the actual fan support, the front does support 3120s or 3140mm fans. The top does support 3120s or 2140mm fans. The rear of the case, it does support either a 120 or, like the fan that's included, a 140mm fan. And when it comes to more fan support, well, the bottom part of this case does support two 120s or two 140mm fans. Radiator support, it does support a 360mm AIO on the top. As the front, it does support a 360mm or a 420mm AIO at the front. As for CPU cooler max height, it does have a max height of 180mm, so pretty much any CPU cooler on the market. As for GPUs, it does have a max length of GPU support at 390mm, which pretty much means any for any size, really. When it comes to the front I/O, well, it does have 2 USB 3.0 ports, does have a Type C, it also has audio, it does have microphone or reset, it does have a power button as well as an LED button. As for the expansion slots, well, it does have 7, but one thing that's actually neat about this, as you can see, there is 4 Phillip head screws here, which means the actual bracket can be rotated, so it means for a vertical mounted GPU. Okay, so as for the back panel, now it didn't actually specifically say on the website at first, but it does support rear back connector motherboards as well. Now, as for the overall look at the back, as you can see, there's pretty much loads of room there for cable management, as well as loads of tie points here and here. There's loads. But when it comes to the actual drive bay support, which is probably not as important as in 2026, but still important either way, it can support one 3.5-inch drive, one 2.5-inch drive, one 3.5-inch drive, one 2.5-inch drive, one 3.5-inch drive, or one 2.5-inch drive. Now, these by here, that supports definitely 2 2.5-inch drives, but there it's got mountings up here as well for another 2, and it does have a drive bay. It could support another one, but from what it looks like, you can put actually 2 3.5-inch drives on top of that. Now, as for the power supply, it does have a actual length range at 200mm. As for dust filtration, it does have a massive dust filter underneath here. Right here, it does go all the way to the bottom of the case. And as for the the top panel by here, which does just clip off, which just clips off like that by here. And this does have also a magnetic dust filter as well. And as for the included accessories, well, you do get actually an accessories box, which is by here. Now, you do get a range of cable ties. You do get a range of all assortment of motherboard support, power supply, hard drive. So, pretty much everything you need to mount a power supply, motherboard, anything like that, then this does come with it. So, yeah. Okay then, so that's pretty much it for this case. Now, let's get some hardware installed. Oh, also it does have a GPU support right there. That is included in the case. It does just mounts down. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the specs of this case. So let's get a system built and see how good the thermals are. I'm expecting good thermals because it does have 4 included 140mm fans. So let's continue to watch. Okay, so in terms of the actual system specs, well, it is my Intel Core Ultra 265K. It does have 32 gigs of DDR5. It's an ASRock Z890 Riptide motherboard. It's got a 2TB Gen 5 drive from Acer. It's got an RX 7800 XT. It's also using a First Player 80 plus gold 850 watt fully modular power supply. And when it comes to the cooler, I did use the Royal Predator 130 in white for the actual thermal testing. This one by here, is only for aesthetic purposes only. It's just to make it look a bit more better. Now, when it comes to the testing, I've done 50% and 100%, just like in my other case reviews, so I will be adding this in a graph to show you how good other cases I've tested. So, we'll start with 50%. Now, when it comes to the Cinebench R23, the idles were 26 Celsius, but the max was 90 Celsius, but the CPU power draw was 216 watts, and when it comes to the GPU temperature, this was for Firmark 2. They were both run for 20 minutes. So, for the GPU temperature, the idles are 22 with a max of 58. The GPU junction temp was an idle of 44 with a max of 74. And the GPU hotspot was 28 at idle with a max at 95 at Celsius. Now, the power draw on the GPU was 274 watts. Now, when it comes to the 100%, now, the Cinebench R23, the idles were a bit low, a bit higher actually. They were at 30 Celsius, and the maxes did come down quite a bit, down to 84 Celsius. But that's also down to the fact that the CPU was only drawing 210 watts, so it did lessen the load. So when it comes to the GPU, the idles were 36 with a max of 59. The GPU junction was an idle of 56 with a max of 76. And the GPU hotspot was at idle at 42 with a max of 95. And the GPU power draw was again at the same at 274 watts. So what you're going to see here now is other mid-tower cases that I've actually reviewed. I won't be including any mini-tower or full-tower cases. It will be mid-tower cases like the Antec rear flux, the flux rear. It'll be like the Lian Infinity. It'll be the other gamdias case that I previously reviewed as well. It's going to be those showing you the differences, and I will also make sure to put a percentage or an actual degree difference at the bottom of the graph to show you which particular cooler is which particular case is actually cooler, because the main difference with this case is, of course, the top of the case is actually kind of, you know, it's kind of cut off with glass, so obviously that's going to impact thermals as well. So bear that in mind, and also the graphs will obviously show over here when I'm talking, so make sure you continue to watch. Okay then, so what did you think of that? Quite a lot to go through, I know, but what I'm going to first of all tell you is what I actually like about this case. Now, when it comes to the overall aesthetics, now the RGB, especially on the front panel, as well as the glass, as well as the RGB fans. Now, I do like the fact that it comes with 4 140mm fans. Now, as in terms of airflow, that's not bad, but obviously there is going to be a downside when it comes to glass, but we'll get into that in a bit. I like the fact that it comes with a GPU support. I like the fact that it comes with a lot of support for modern stuff like rear connector motherboards. It comes with support with EATX, which is fantastic in a mid-tower case. You know, it's got loads of ample space, loads of ventilation, loads of room at the back, routed cable management. Look, the absolute feature set of this is fantastic, and when it comes to the actual price of it, I can't tell you definitively because I've been trying to get it from different sources. I've found it at £58 and £83, so it's within that range, and to be honest, considering what you're actually getting, it's actually a very compelling and competitive price point for any mid-tower case, especially in this year. Now, what we're going to get into now is what I'm not actually a big fan of. First of all, is the glass at the front. Now, as you probably saw at the thermals, the CPU in particular, in the first part, it did go up to 90 degrees. I think that is due to the fact that one of the fans, or 1.5 of the fans, are actually blocked off with glass, because it does have this mirror effect in the front. Now, I do like that effect. I think it's really, really cool. It's unique. It's definitely different. Not many actual brands will do it like that, but I think that's where it falls a little bit. That's where the thermals are a little bit down. But as for things I don't like, that's probably the only nitpick I could really see. Now, let's get to the back panel and show you the overall cable management space, shall we? Okay, so here's the back panel. Now, yes, the back panel, as well as the front, as well as the side, has got glass. Now, as you can see, this has got ample room for loads of cable management. It's got a lot of mounting for SSDs, hard drives. It's got loads of points here with rubber grommets. It's got loads of different points here for cable management. And also the power supply that I use for this is gorgeous. I really do like this power supply. It looks really nice, especially the way it's made because of the cables. I really do like these individual braided cables. It's similar to Lian, they look really nice. Especially now, I like the overall the amount of space you get a lot of space. I mean, I can fit my fingers in there. A lot of space in the background. I like these by here, which are just tie points, and as you can see with the 24 pin, that's probably going to be the thickest cable you'll have, so that's manage that, no problem. There's no bulge. I like the fact that it's got a lot of support for the rear back connector motherboards. It's got the included ARGB. Yeah, obviously that is something you have to do, but honestly, if you was to take your time and cable manage with the back, I think it was fantastic. And this power supply by here, this running no problem, absolutely no problem. I run it for 20 minutes, both tests of CPU and GPU. It did go up to about 520 watts, which this is running like a champ, no problems there at all. Okay, so the conclusion, do I recommend it? Well, if you're looking for an Infinity inspired case, then yes, because I think it nails that, no problems at all. That does it fantastic. But one thing obviously I'm going to keep mentioning is the front panel. It's the glass. It's definitely not allowing as much air because you can barely feel any air coming out of this, only a little bit. It's really restrictive when it comes to the airflow on the top fan. The middle fan, you can only feel airflow at the middle of the fan. That's because it's cut out with by here. Now, I like this case. I think it looks really unique, and I think for what you're actually paying for, as long as the prices obviously are around what I've said, around the 80 odd pound mark, even if it's that, it's really compelling, especially what's out there now. So yeah, look, I'd say a big thank you to 1STPLAYER because their support since last year has been amazing. Now, I do have a desk here that I will eventually get to, but that's going to take a long time for me to film because it's quite large. That would take me a full day of just doing an assembly video, so that will come. They just have to be very patient with me because that's going to take a while. But other than that, I really do like the case, and I think that they need to get rid of the Infinity mirror part in the front. As much as I like it as an effect, it does hurt thermals, so that's going to hurt CPU performance because of the airflow. But other than that, I really do like the case. So yeah, look, I hope you guys at least enjoyed the video. I've got loads of stuff coming. I've got motherboards, I've got loads of stuff coming on the way, stuff here, thermal take, AIOs. I've got absolute tons of stuff here, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and week ahead of you. This is Rich for WelshyTech. Goodbye.